49er faithful. Christian McCaffrey does not want to split carries with Brian Robinson Jr. 49er faithful is I, Fimo Trev, coming to you live from a very different location than normal. I've been having some technical difficulties, but I still want to come on here and give you a live and discuss a key few things about the San Francisco 49ers this upcoming season. In the next 2 weeks, we'll be taking on the Seahawks for our very first game of the season, which should be a very good victory for us. But at the same time, there's still a lot of key ingredients and key things that we should discuss moving forward before we get to week one. So I'll give you guys a couple of seconds to join me on this live and we can have this discussion. How's everyone doing this morning? Good, good. I see some new faces in here. Awesome. I like it, like it. Great. You know what? Let's get into it. Christian McCaffrey's been the starting running back for the San Francisco 49ers for the past 4 seasons, and he has done extremely well. He's done everything we've expected from him. But now bringing on a backup running back who's been a starter with the Commanders for the past 2 seasons since a rookie and has had consistently 800 yards rushing, this is going to be a new spot for Christian McCaffrey. He's not used to having a backup who should be a starter. With Christian coming off of 2 Achilles injuries, and this is supposed to be his comeback season, the San Francisco 49ers are not looking forward to working him like a workhorse. But we all know that Christian McCaffrey wants to become a Hall of Fame running back. There's not one, and I do mean this, there's not one running back in the Hall of Fame that split carries as a running back. That diminishes his productivity and diminishes his attributes to actually getting to his overall goal. I don't think Christian McCaffrey wants to split those carries. So I see this coming down to a split of, truthfully told, 80-20 split. I think the biggest issue is how will Kyle Shanahan deal with splitting up carries between two workhorses? Now, if you put yourself in Christian McCaffrey's shoes, and the goals that you set for yourself, the vision of which you become from, because let's be honest here, Christian McCaffrey's father was a phenomenal wide receiver with the Denver Broncos. And this is one of those conversations where we can get into about the nepotism system of the NFL. Kyle Shanahan has known Christian McCaffrey since he was a child being a ball boy for the Denver Broncos, where Christian McCaffrey's father played. Now he's coaching his son. Bringing on Brian Robinson Jr. coming from the Commanders, he doesn't have that type of relationship. He doesn't have the rapport. So the way that Christian McCaffrey can speak to Kyle Shanahan, it can be completely different. I believe that's alarming, and I believe that's the drama that we'll be seeing throughout this whole entire season. I do believe that Christian McCaffrey will be greedy with carrying the ball. He needs to have a minimum of 1,000 yards rushing this season for him to get to his goal. Now, splitting carries, he's not going to get to that goal. And this is something that's even bigger. What's more important, your legacy or helping the team win a victory and winning a Lombardi trophy? These are the type of conversations that the 49ers inner house will be having, and something that Christian McCaffrey should be speaking with himself. Right now, I'm not taking comments, so just leave them to the side and I will read them later and reply back to you, okay? I appreciate that, though. I definitely want to discuss all of this with you guys as a whole, as a family. That's the whole reason why we have the Faithful Talk. But there's other things we have to get to. Fullback Kyle Juszczyk. How the hell did he make this roster? Like, let's be honest here. How did he make this NFL roster? He's 31 years old. He's on one good leg. I get it. He's been with the San Francisco 49ers for 9 years. And this is to give more history and the culture to the 49ers. It's been close to about 20 years since we've had a 10-year football player. Now, some of you new fans that are 49er faithful don't understand what a 10-year is. It's when you've been with the organization for 10 years. There's not a lot of men on that list. We got rid of Eric Armstead, who went to the Jacksonville Jaguars 2 years ago because the 49ers did not want him a part of that legacy list of players, of the Steve Youngs, the Joe Montanas, the Jerry Rices, that puts you in a different pristine look to the organization when you've been with the 49ers for 10 years. Kyle Juszczyk is coming on his 10th year, and they want to put him a part of that list and make him a Hall of Fame fullback. Now, simple math. There's 32 NFL teams. 32. Only 3 of those teams have fullbacks. So that tells you how the NFL has updated their rosters and their systems. But the 49ers is 1 out of 3 that is still keeping a, let's be honest, an unnecessary position. Nepotism. Favoritism. Now, do I believe Kyle Juszczyk is still able to be quality right now? No, I don't think so. We're not dealing with a spring chicken. We're dealing with someone who is a veteran, who's older. And I believe when it comes to those young dogs on that defensive line, them linebackers, they're going to eat them alive. And it's going to be worse than what we saw last year from Kyle Juszczyk. But again, this is a legacy act, and they're going to let him bow out gracefully. And after this 10-year season, he will retire. And on top of it, he's best friends with George Kittle. So to have 2 best friends going to the 10-year Hall of Fame legacy, I applaud that. That's what the 49ers is about. Family, community, and doing things a right way of what they see. But will be at the detriment of the team? In my opinion, yes. We could have got a younger running back, cheaper, durable, that he could have taught. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I digress. There's other things on this scale that we need to come to. Brock Purdy's been paid $256 million for 5 years. He got the guaranteed money. He has everything that he wants. He has the wife. He has the brand new daughter. He's has accepted everything, and now he's officially about to reap the rewards and benefits from his hard work. But let's be very clear. This is a very put up or shut up year. This is so much of a put up or shut up year for Brock Purdy. And what type of quarterback will he be? I think that he's not going to be that quarterback that's going to sit back and allow Kyle Shanahan to call certain plays, and he's just going to be a puppet. Something about men and women that my mother used to tell me. You really do see a man's true character when he has everything in the world. Brock Purdy's going to have everything in the world, and we're going to see how he's going to act. I think this relationship between him and Kyle Shanahan will be very interesting. So stay close and pay attention very carefully to these intricate details of Brock Purdy's mannerisms. The way he comes to the sideline after a broken down play, after third and out. Who's really taking control? I don't think Brock Purdy's going to be that nice, friendly, 7th round, pretty good guy. He's going to be that man that's going to take the bull by the horns and say, this is my team. He's going to be that captain. And I'm looking forward to seeing it. I don't know who he's going to throw to. Brandon Aiyuk is out. Juwan Jennings is out. Pretty Ricky, not good. And we keep on going through these fickle wide receivers. Instead of getting guys that are durable, consistent, there's no reason why we should have got rid of Robbie Chosen. Absolutely no reason why Robbie Chosen got taken away except because he was 31 years old and you would have had to pay him the veteran minimum. But why not give him the veteran million of $2 million and knowing what type of product you would get on that field instead of getting the puppy wide receiver who, let's be honest, has struggled all throughout preseason. Completely struggling the whole preseason. So there's things that we have to look at. And when we're evaluating Brock Purdy this upcoming season, we have to look at these things. We got to judge him by the tools that he's using and what's being given to him. And for some odd reason, the owner, Jed York, is being very financially frugal with these wide receivers this upcoming season. Because we could have got Jacobs, who just got signed to the Raiders. We could have got him for a bargain bin discount, but we didn't. And I know a lot of 49er fans who are these new fans who are just learning how to become a 49er faithful, because there's tiers to this. They're going to say, trust the process. I've been knowing the 49er organization my whole life. I understand the good, the bad, the ugly, and the things that they don't want you to know. Trusting the process will keep us blind. But us having the faithful talk like this community that we've been building for a few years now gives us an opportunity to really speak the real meat and potatoes of what's going on with the organization, and not just the product that we see on the field. Brock Purdy is going to be very interesting this season, and we go where Brock Purdy goes. So making sure that he has his mindset ready on the Seahawks week 1, and we go up there to see Seattle and get that victory. But I'm going to make a different video about week 1 later on in the week. There's still so many other bigger plays that we have to talk about, especially with these veterans. We always talked about Juszczyk. We always talked about Robbie Chosen. But one of the veterans that we do know will become a Hall of Famer is Trent Williams. Yes, left tackle Trent Williams. In the 5 seasons he's been with the San Francisco 49ers, he's missed at least a minimum of 4 games. And for quite some time, he was the highest player on the 49ers. He missed 7 games last season. Now, we all saw him working his tail off this past season. We all saw him working his tail off. So we can compliment that. But 37 years old, and it's always an ankle injury that keeps him out. For the past 5 years, ankle, 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 ankle. That's consistency. What can change with that? Rest. He's only practicing once a week. When the team practices 3 times, he only practices once. He's barely at practice. They really do call him the phantom player because he makes all this money, over 150 million, but he's never there except on game day. And the 49ers tolerate and deal with it. But is it actually becoming a detriment to the team in the consistent, what was the word I would like to use? The inclusion of the offensive line, because it is a family within a family. How do they feel about Trent Williams? A lot more to get into about that. I'm going to talk about that again as well in a deeper video. But keep on dropping the comments and give me your thoughts and give me your opinions about everything I'm talking about. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. Okay? Real faithful, give me a thumbs up. And share this content with a 49er faithful. These are all the deep things that are going on before you even get to the Sunday's game that we need to break down. Now, last but not least, something that I've been bubbling up in my head, these ideas of how will this defense look? Now, there's 11 players, and we already know who we feel should be out there. But who are the 11 that actually are going to be consistent, durable, doing what's right? Nick Bosa. This is put up or shut up year. He's getting paid $36 million a year. The number 2 paid defensive pass rusher right now, or number 3. How is he going to look? We have Mykel Williams, a 20-year-old puppy that we did not see in preseason. He didn't do one-on-one drills against Trent Williams. The 49ers have been extremely quiet about him. We know nothing about him as a professional, only what we saw at Georgia in college. How is he going to look for us? How is he going to, what's the development like? We're not going to know until week 1. And that's going to be a big story in itself of, is his stock up or is his stock down? We know nothing. And we all have to wait together on that because the 49ers is treating Mykel Williams like a puppy. And they're not putting him out there with the men. And they're protecting him. A 20-year-old new to the Bay Area. No one knows anything. Hasn't really practiced, but we do know he'll be out there week 1. That's going to be something to really watch. Big 98. Alfred Collins, the 6'8" softy. And I know a lot of people get mad at me because I call him the big softy, but quite frankly, that's what he is. He's a marshmallow. That's what we've seen. He hasn't showed us that dog. He hasn't showed us that he actually wants it. He's stealing money, quite frankly. And we see it on every repetition. Him not being able to accept double teams, him being the backer's way, him not being able to read and react. These are the things, are the signs that we've been seeing the whole preseason. So we have more study on him. We have more film on him. So we can talk a little more clearly about Alfred Collins. CJ West playing that nose tackle, which should be Alfred Collins, but CJ West is playing that nose tackle position. He's been injured, but we like what we've seen so far from him. We know that he should be a starter with Huff as the opposite end pass rusher. Fred Warner will be that middle linebacker. Winter will be that starting outside linebacker. Now, we all like Martin, but Martin reminds me of Navarro Bowman. He does. He really does remind me of Navarro Bowman and his way that he reacts to the football, his speed, his agility. He looks really good in a pair of pads because he fits the part. He completely looks the part of what needs to get done. So I definitely do see Martin getting that starting position week 5, week 6. So Martin and Winter, that's going to be a rotation about week 3. But I see that definitely being a change for the San Francisco 49ers, just depending on what Fred Warner wants. He's the middle linebacker. He's the one, he's the money guy, and he's going to say who he wants out there with him. So we're going to see what happens with that. And I think Fred will call the right position and say who he wants next to him, because that outside linebacker position is going to be very scary. And we got to pay real close attention to that right there. And last but not least, the last for the cornerbacks, the safeties. We already know Brown, Nigeria Brown. You already know how I feel about him. We're just waiting for Malik Mustafa to get back. So we don't really not get that much into depth about him. But Upton Stout, Green, Turner, I'm excited for. I'm extremely excited for, and I believe that our front seven is what's going to carry us this season. Our front seven is the ones who are going to need to be the ones that are extra dominant, because on the back end of that secondary, extremely scary. Extremely scary. So we got to get after the ball. We have to get after the ball, and we have to go get after it, okay? So, 49er Faithful, give me a thumbs up one more time if you haven't. Make sure you drop in the comments your thoughts, your opinions, your ideas of how you're seeing things this upcoming season. Hey, we're less than 13 days of real football. 13 days away from real football finally coming to our homes. Things to talk about, things to discuss, things to break down. But there's still drama, and there's still things that we have to talk about, okay? So, 49er Faithful, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the Faithful Talk, Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, all the things. And I will talk to you all later. Until next time, okay? Faithful, stay faithful.